business growth strategies because actually some of the things I'm going to share with you are crazy ideas. They are not normal ideas. Actually, they are abnormal. Okay, let's start. All right. So I think one of our major challenges in this part of the world is that we are too normal, right? All large corporations were built by abnormal people. Everybody say abnormal people. Please, I would like to hear your voices. Yes, they were built by those who were not afraid to lose their money. But I think one of our major challenges is that we are afraid of losing money. A young man asked me, he said, what will I do to be successful? I said, number one, get ready to lose all your money. If you settle that in your heart, then the journey to wealth creation has begun. Getting ready to lose all your money, not deliberately, but by doing some abnormal stuff, doing some crazy things that may not make sense to a natural person or a normal person. So they were built by risk takers. They were built by people who were crazy enough to dream crazy dreams. Everybody say crazy dreams. So I think one of our major challenges is what I call preservation mentality. Everybody say preservation mentality. So preservation mentality is that I start a business, maybe I'm selling spare tires, I'm selling tires or selling spare parts or selling home equipment or selling electronics or selling whatever it is I'm selling. And then I maintain that shop for 40 years, 50 years. The reason is because I'm afraid that if I take some drastic steps, I may lose money. So we use that preservation mindset to stay at a corner for a long time. So it is not a will of God for us to remain at a stage for a long time. We need to actually move from one level to another. But when we develop that preservation mindset or preservation mentality, we tend to maintain what we have so that nothing will go wrong. And so that is one of the challenges. That's one of the mistakes we make. So we established businesses and got married to them. We established businesses and got married to those businesses. And so you have a place where you go every day. You wake up in the morning, go to where you normally go, do the things you normally do. And at the end of the day, the business remains at the same level, at the same stage. So because of this mentality, you discover that we hardly hire smart people because we are afraid of losing our businesses. So this fear of losing, this fear of making mistake, this fear of not losing what I have is actually one of the reasons why our businesses are not growing big. Fear of losing what we have. I'm not trying to say that you should be careless. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm saying beyond what you are doing now, you can do something bigger than this. You can do a bigger business. You can run a bigger business. You can do something drastic and outstanding that will take this business to the next level. One of the things I learned from all these universities abroad, I have done courses in, is that you see a young person start business. His number one dream is not to buy a car, is not to own a house. That's not their dream. Their dream is to scale the business. Everybody says scale the business. That is, take the business from where it is to at least $100 million in 2 years. So in all their labor, all their hustling every day is to break the $100 million revenue, not capital now, revenue, break that jinx. And once you break it, the business will start growing. So you see someone that started a business today, before you know it, in 1 or 2 or 3 years time, they are generating revenues of $100 million, $500 million and all that. Because their intention wasn't really to buy a car, have a nice house, or to have a nice life. The intention is to build a business through which they will help others to break the back of poverty through employment and then helping them to be part of the businesses. When Jack Ma founded Alibaba, one of the ladies that worked for him was given shares. That's one thing you need to consider also. All right? There are people you would love to hire, but you may not have the money to pay them for now. So instead of paying salary, you give ownership. So all these big companies, that's what they did. Most of the initial staff, that is the staff that started the business with the founders, are part owners of the business. So Alibaba gave the lady about 2-point-something shares. And then when Alibaba went to the stock market, that lady became over $200 million rich just by getting 2-point-something shares from Alibaba Group. So at the end of the day, because of this mindset, we remain inside the market for 5 decades, just making sure our shops are intact, just maintaining what we have. There is nothing wrong with maintaining what you have, but the point I'm trying to make is that beyond what you have, you can have something bigger. Everybody says something better is on the way. So at the end of the day, our businesses remain at the same level. I've known some people where I did business in the 90s and early 2000s. I knew big time importers, people that brought in Spanish ties and Italian ties the first time into Nigeria are no longer inside the market. They are old. Their businesses are equally old. Some of them have died and their businesses are dead. So in order to help, or this is just my introduction, there are 4 kinds of businesses or 4 types of businesses. And out of these 4, I would like you to have the last last one. So the first kind of business is what I call survivor business. Survivor business is having something to feed your family, having a place where you get something to feed your family, pay your rent or build a house or buy a car or two and maintain your status as a rich man, in quote. That is survivor business, having something to put soul and body together. The second kind of business is what I call retirement benefit business, so that when I grow old, this shop will be taking care of me. So you can see that what this mindset is one of the reasons why our businesses are one generation, right? A place where I can retire with my wife, and something will be coming from there to take care of us. What is this life self? And then we will die and go. The major challenge is the third one: consumption-centered business. Consumption-centered business. As you can see the picture over there, throwing money around. We did research. I've said this in several occasions, and so I'm sure some of you have heard me say this. We did analysis of Igbo businesses going back 30, 40, 50 years back. People's Club members. We analyzed their businesses one by one. And at the end of the day, we discovered that what kills an Igbo man's business is consumption. Consumption. He is hustling to make money so that he can have enough to show off. So consumption business simply centers on this. The intention is to have enough money to oppress people, take chieftaincy titles, move in convoys, marry many wives, chase teenage girls in the universities, and generally allow the carnal side of us to ruin us. That is the intention of consumption-centered business. So I want to have enough money so that I can enjoy life. So you see an average businessman whose business does not what a 22-year-old business guy in America has. If he converts his business into dollar, maybe $5 million, he's throwing 10 million naira up. He's moving on convoy. So if you check average young man from the East who start business, the intention is to replicate what People's Club members did. Take chieftaincy titles, be popular, throw money around, move on convoys. Wherever you are, police people will surround you. And that is why we don't understand Mr. B's perspective about business. Because the guy looks simple. So some people don't really understand it. So consumption is one of the cancers eating our businesses, especially though from the Southeast. Consumption. Consumption-centered mindset. Every money is spent. See, let me tell you. I was speaking somewhere and I said, building house where you will live is not the first. It is the last. The money that should be multiplying in your business is now dumped. 70 million dumped as a duplex. And the house is not generating money. It doesn't generate income. It's just there. Static asset. It's not bringing money. Imagine what that 70 million will be doing in your business now. You dumped it somewhere so that I want to be known as a rich man. There's nothing wrong with building where you live. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we hustle. But I'm trying to say, when you start, that shouldn't be your intention. Build first. That's what the Bible says. Build your business before you build your house. It's in the Bible. Everybody say, build your business first. Please say it loud. I want to hear you. So before those nice things, they won't run away. I'll never forget what my uncle told me when my Oga told me in late 90s. He said, "Ifeanyi, listen to me, good things will never finish." I've never forgotten that. I also taught my children the same thing. I said, listen to me, nice things will never finish. You think we have smartphone now? Wait until 2035. You will see phone. So stop taking money from your business and consume or putting it into things that does not multiply. The only king in the business is called cash flow. Everybody say cash flow. Cash flow is king. The most important thing in your business is cash flow. Allowing your money to be multiplying itself, to be increasing by itself. Leave expenses for now and build your business, my friend. Build your business before consumption starts. Please, are you following me? Fantastic. And then number 4, D, is entrepreneurial business. As you can see, those two guys. Interestingly, Herbert is my in-law. I didn't know his wife is actually from my town until he died. I've studied these two men. They bought Access Bank together in 2002. Yeah, that should be 2002 or 2002. They bought it together. Then bank was cheap and built it. Imagine building a company that swallowed a whole intercontinental bank, was swallowed by Access Bank. A whole diamond bank was swallowed by Access Bank. These two guys. That is what I'm talking about. Building massive businesses. Everybody say massive businesses. Talk to me. I want to hear you. You already know where I'm going with this summit. We are no longer looking at small, little things. How to start frying akara. If that is why you came, you are in the wrong place. How to start small. Not here. We don't teach how to start small here. This is CEO Success Summit. We teach how to grow. That is why from 2018, if you look at all our teams, they are always growth. Because we believe by now your business should be growing bigger and massive. Okay, let me share this with you just briefly. The ultimate goal of strategy is to widen the gap. Everybody say widen the gap. Between you and your competitors. All right? Between you and your competitors. Not by outmuscling them, but rather by outthinking them in the planning room. So after each session, we're going to do brainstorming session for like 15-20 minutes. So after this session, I have assignment for you. Superior strategy determines the survivor and the longevity of your business. For your business to last, you need your brain to work. As you will see in a moment from now, that the job of the CEO, like my good friend Mr. Nelson said, is not to open a shop, open warehouse. That's not your job. The job of the CEO is your brain, right? Because your brain drives the business at the end of the day. The difference between companies that succeed and those that do not succeed, or the difference between companies that succeed over a long period of time and those that fail and disappear is a process called what? Strategic thinking. Everybody say strategic thinking. Say it, I want to hear you. In other words, companies that have succeeded for a long time have CEOs and other C-level executives who are better strategic thinkers and planners than companies that fail. Businesses, or the growth of your business, is predicated on your mind. Not just your mind, but being a strategic thinker. Someone that comes up with an unusual idea, on unusual strategy, and then implement it. Before you know it, the business will start growing. So the first session and second session, the first session will be centered on crazy leadership and corporate management strategies, and then second session will be centered on crazy marketing and growth strategies. Are you ready to travel with me? If you are ready, shout, I'm ready. Okay, let's travel together. All right. Number one, understand the duties of CEOs, Chief Executive Officers. What is the duty of the CEO? What should the CEO do? Please pay attention to this number one. It will transform your business starting from today. Follow me carefully. The CEO, write this down, everybody. The CEO holds the company together. The CEO holds the company together. The CEO oversees the company. So another word for CEO is general overseer. He or she oversees. In other words, you are not the chief of everything officer, right? You are not the chief of everything officer. You understand what I'm saying, right? Chief of everything officer. Follow me. You are not the chief of everything officer, shop sweeper, warehouse manager, customer service manager, call receiver, accountant. You are not supposed to do everything. Let me say to your neighbor, you are not supposed to do everything. Say it to your neighbor, everybody. Yes. You do everything because you have minimum wage staff. Who are minimum wage staff? Those who just finished secondary school, you pay them 30,000 naira, they'll be happy. They don't have any idea, no skill, no training, no intellect, nothing to add. So we call them minimum wage staff. Minimum wage staff are the ones we call sales ladies inside the market or secretaries. There is nothing wrong with having people like that. But the only challenge is that you'll be telling them what to do because they don't have initiative. All right? They can't apply or implement any strategy. They can't really come up with any idea that will transform your company. They simply wait for you. Oga, what are we going to do today? Then you tell them what to do. The CEO's job is divided into three. You are going to write now. Divided into three. The first, just be writing the first point there. A is strategic or strategy management. Strategy management. So the CEO is the person that comes up with a strategy or whose team comes up with a strategy and then he manages the strategy. In other words, the CEO focuses on growth potential. Growth potential. The CEO reinvents the business model. Maybe next year we're going to focus on business model and then identify new opportunities and most importantly scale up the business. Companies experience losses because their businesses are not yet, they have not scaled up their business. Let me give you an idea. If you have a fantastic product in the market, all right, and that product is good, people like it, but few people are buying it, you may not be meeting up the demands, but meeting up with your expenses. To scale the business means take that product or products and move it to different places so that instead of monthly 20 million naira revenue, you move it over to 500 million naira revenue. By the time you hit 500 million naira, you start making profit. So our inability to make profit is lack of scale. Please, are you following me? All right? If you scale up your business, you start making profit. Once you push that business with aggressive marketing and take it to the next level, you'll start making profit at the end of the day. So your profit is predicated on growth, especially sales growth. So when the sales grows, then profit grows. What I'm trying to say is this. When I ask people to employ smart people, they complain the salary is too high. How can I pay 250,000 naira to 5 people every month? The problem is lack of scale. All right? There are CEOs in Nigeria who are paid 5 million naira every month because the company is scaling. The company can cover the expenses. So if there is nobody, if you don't have anyone in your company, you pay 100,000 naira every month. The problem is that your business is small. You need to scale the business, move it from that level to a bigger dimension where even if you pay 2 million naira salary every month, you will cover it. So Money Point is a microfinance bank, started few years back. Interestingly, Herbert Wigwe was I don't like saying was whenever I talk about him. He's one of their investors, core investors. Money Point monthly revenue is over $12 billion. They have 1.6 million companies. You know, these POS guys are companies. 1.6 million companies. And Money Point is number one in Nigeria because it hardly fails. So $12 billion monthly in revenue. In other words, Money Point can employ a CEO that they can easily pay 10 million naira every month. So the challenge is scale. Everybody says scale. Maybe if you come for second session, if you have time, I will teach you economies of scale. If you scale up your business, I'm telling you that business will grow massively and you can meet up any financial responsibilities without any stress. So whenever people complain, like some of our clients will say, employ quality people, they complain. For one of my clients, I don't want to mention the place, one of his best staff just left this January. Why? He has been paying that lady 30,000 naira every month for 1 year. So the lady now asked me, what would 30,000 naira do for me? Meanwhile, the lady is a hustler for the company. So the company just lost a great staff because they can't pay the lady 100,000 naira every month. If you ask the man, why are you not paying? He say, our income is small. The problem is scale, not income. If you scale up, revenue will increase and profit will increase. If you are following me, shout, I hear you. All right. The second duty of the CEO is people management. Everybody say people management. How do you talk to your leaders? How do you talk to your middle managers? How do you talk to your PA if you have one? How do you talk to the people that work with you? So whenever you see Mr. Godwin and I discussing, you will think we are brothers. Actually, I'm his boss. I'm sure he didn't say it here. I'm saying it on his behalf. I'm his boss, but we talk like friends. My leadership style, I wrote a book on leadership, is over there. My leadership style is not bossy. My leadership style is relationship. It is called emotional intelligence. All right? So a CEO must lead people, inspire people. The CEO is the number one motivator in the company. When a staff is not productive, you don't show up and say, that is why you are useless. We are wasting money every month paying you salary. You are just occupying space in this company. We will soon fire you. You kill every drive in that person. The point is this: inspire the person. Make sure the right people are attracted. Everybody say attracted. The right people are attracted to your company. When I say right people, I mean quality people, experienced people. I interviewed somebody for the position of management for a company a few days back. That's 4 days ago. And the person I interviewed said where he worked last, the salary was 650,000 naira. I already know that this my oga I'm interviewing this person for, we never tried that kind of salary. But from what I found out from that guy, he's the material the company needs. So attracting the right people, make sure you adequately, this one is very important. It's very important. Last summit I told you we can train your staff. And being our partner through this summit, we won't charge you like we charge outsiders. We can come and train your staff. We do that from January to December every year. All right? Make sure you train and equip your people in order to help to grow the company, because the capacity of your staff, including yourself, will determine the growth of your company. In other words, your company can never outgrow the capacity of the people managing it. What do I mean? If you grow, your company will grow. If your staff grows, your company will quadruple. Because when you grow, it's just you. You can only do what you can do. But when you help your people to grow, I tell you categorically, your business will scale to the next level. So the third assignment of the CEO is system management. I will spend quite some time on this. System management. The CEO creates systems and structures to hold the company together. That is the duty of the CEO. You create the right system that will help to sustain your business. In other words, who does what in your company presently? You hired people quite all right. What do they do? What you tell them to do. You know why? There is no system. Because if there is a system, you don't have to be telling people what to do every day. They know their job description. Even before you hire them, you give them offer letter. In that offer letter is job description. What you expected to do for this company. If you're going to work for us, and if you do this, we pay you XYZ amount of money every month. It's as simple as that, right?